What was the first game that you remember getting stuck on?
Actually, I borrowed my friend's copy of Link to the Past. And
Really?
yeah, and I got stuck. I only had it for a couple of days. And I remember getting stuck on the third of the first big dungeons. I forget even the name of the dungeon now. But it didn't occur to me that you'd fall through the pits to gain access to places which you couldn't get to on the floors.
Yep, that one.
And so he took back, and I was really frustrated because up until that point, I'd never failed to get a game. No matter what I considered, I couldn't get through it, and I got really frustrated. And so it was on my mind. For like the next week, it was the only thing I could think about. It's like, how do you do it though? And then I worked it out without even having access to the game. I was like, oh, the floors. And so then I had to borrow it for another week, and then I completed it. But for like a week, it haunted my dreams. It was like, no, cannot not finish game. That was awesome. I really enjoyed it.
I've never actually beaten that one either. I
Really?
kind of... Yeah? No. So, my parents didn't really believe in anything except for PC gaming, which was kind of odd. It was very much just like a, you don't need consoles, you've got a PC, which was true, actually. There was quite a lot of good PC games at that time. I mean, even like Mega Man X was on PC for some really odd reason. Let's see. But, so... let's see, what was it?
This jump
so
height
yeah,
is quite frustrating. I keep missing things I'm trying to jump into. But carry on, sorry.
So I'd never actually even seen or touched a SNES. I think until I was like 12, where we went to, there's a giant ungodly mall in Minnesota that it's called the Mall of America. It's kind of tacky, but like, I don't know, it was a neat place. And they had like a babysitting thing, daycare thing. So like, while parents shop, you drop your kids off at this daycare. And it was actually a pretty rad thing. It was effectively like a giant, you know, fast food play place, but for kids, to actually like, you know, run around further in. And they just had like a rack of N64s, Dreamcasts, and like some other things. And they had a SNES, and I'd never seen a SNES before. And they had Kirby, one of the Kirby games, one of the ones where you could play co-op, and that was super rad. And then I never saw it again. I was like, what is this mythical game console? Because everybody I knew straight up just only had, everybody I knew just only had, you know, N64s and PlayStation 1s and stuff. And so, eventually I went over to another friend's house who had a SNES. I'd never seen it before. I'm like, no, it's the thing. I've seen this before. What is this? And he's like, it's the Super Nintendo. I'm like, what? He's like, here, Link to the Past. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Had never interacted with it before. And then pretty much just never touched it. I played Link's Awakening on the Game Boy, but never Link to the Past. And so, actually recently, I haven't finished it, but recently my audience was like, hey, you know what you should play? Do a Link to the Past randomizer.
Oh, yeah.
Had nothing to do.
I've seen a lot of those. They're actually really, really fun.
So my first, like, real introduction to Link to the Past was, just a randomizer. And, it's...
Awesome game, though.
A lot of fun, yeah. Unfortunately, the whole randomizer thing's kind of thrown off the... I'm not going to say, well, yeah, I guess the difficulty scaling, because I think I found, like, almost every useful item within the first, like, 30 minutes.
Yeah, it'll throw things well off. The pacing is going to be gone.
It's fun, though. I think I started with silver arrows, no sword.
Why is it encroaching on?
Did take like 4 or 5 hours to get a shield, though. That was a nuisance. Let's see. Do we have... No, we don't have the ability to do the raised belts yet.
No. not yet.
Oh, you know what? While we're waiting for that.
Oh, that was
I'm actually gonna get the space elevator down. Oh, hey, cool. I can use it while I'm here.
awesome.
Like, you can apparently... Wait. I gotta test that.
What?
Using the space elevator while it's still being built, what does it even look like?
Oh, it just got deleted, so.
Yeah, I deleted it. Oh, but we don't have rotors yet. So there's no point in me messing around with that. At all.
The only other game I got stuck... Well, that's the only other game. I'm sure I got stuck on lots of games. The other game that I got stuck that sticks in mind, and I was prompted to remember it because loads of people were saying Myst. It was Myst, but I didn't get stuck to the point that I couldn't complete it, but I was renting it because there was no way. My family did not have enough money to like just buy me consoles and stuff. Like the SNES was a rare event, and it was like a big event because both my brother and I got a television for our room and an SNES each. That was like, holy crap, did we win the lottery? It was kind of bonkers, but my parents had saved up a long time to be able to do it. But the thing, wasn't enough money for us to get any other sort of console. So I used to rent a PS1 from the local Blockbuster, and I'd rent a couple of games with it. And so my general thing was I had to be able to complete it in a night, because you'd like rent it on the Friday and it would go back on the Saturday, or it might go back on the Sunday if I was renting.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I had to be able to complete the game in the time, like 2 days at most. Oh, awesome, part of the family done. That was interesting because I got stuck on the forest world, and it took me so long. It must have been a solid 3 hours it took me to work out why I was stuck. Because somewhere along the way, I'd been playing it all night, as was my way. I'd rent it and I basically bullets whatever game I had. I just wouldn't stop playing it until I completed it. Only stopping for food and breaks like that. And I was probably fairly tired towards that point, and I forgot I needed to close the elevator door for the elevator to work. And that stuck me for 3 hours. I was just wandering back and forth, like, how do I get up there? The power's on, everything else is working. What have I missed?
You know what? I know that. I think I know that puzzle. I could be wrong because Shell was playing Myst, I guess 2 years ago now. She played through every single Myst game, and she was stuck in an elevator and couldn't go anywhere. And it was either she couldn't close the door, just like you. Or she didn't realize she could move like a lever to the side instead of up and down. And she was stuck there for 3 days. Just mad. Because she'd beaten it before several times. And how could she not finish this puzzle?
It was so bad. I was so frustrated. So frustrated. Because it didn't feel like that was the part of the puzzle. You know how you can get a feeling like, okay, this is the puzzle that I'm meant to solve here.
Yeah.
It was very obvious to me that being able to get up to the other level, like the other elevation, was not the puzzle I was there to solve. So what was wrong? That was frustrating. But eventually I fixed it, and yeah, that was good times. But that definitely stuck me for a while.
We were stuck on Space Station Silicon Valley, which is like an old platformer collectathon, whatever.
I'm not familiar.
It's super... Oh, interesting. I can just immediately skip the animation of this thing getting built. Wait, no, never mind. Huh. I broke it again. I actually sent off the, I actually sent off the package before the elevator was fully built. And so it freaked out a little bit. Anyway, let's see. But, so, Space Station Silicon Valley, there's like little trophy pizzas or something that you pick up.
Okay.
They're just like little bits, but apparently if you collect all of them, you get a secret level. And so, there was one level that we couldn't find the secret piece. We thought we'd found it, but you couldn't interact with it. And it was like, okay, well this is dumb. Why isn't this working, and so on and so forth. Eventually, we figured out it wasn't working because they straight up it was permanently bugged. Like on even the N64 cartridges, this bug existed in such a way that you could not get to the secret level ever.
Okay.
And obviously was not fixable without, a Game Shark, effectively. And so, years later, we finally sat down to play the game on an emulator because our N64 had stopped working. And we got to the same point, and, it had stopped us because we were going through level by level, getting every single one of them, being super completionist, missing nothing. And then here's this one level that we're stuck on forever. So we finally, loaded up in the emulator, and yeah, we're stuck again. And it just immediately, sends us back, 10 years. And, back in the day, there wasn't really GameFAQs. Maybe GameFAQs existed? That was, maybe in the early years of GameFAQs. Now that I'm thinking about it, but we didn't look it up. And so this time around, we looked it up, and it's like, yep, nope. It's broken on all forms of the game. You have to cheat to actually get this thing and get to the secret level. And it was just like, there was some yelling involved.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can well imagine.
Okay. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is get the layered conveyors. Because if you want to actually start building some level of production up there, you can.
Yeah, I'm just gonna start working on making things like reinforced concrete and the likes. Since I can just split stacks of screws to make ridiculous amounts of them.
Alright, any games that you've actually been stuck on in, I guess, while doing YouTube and streaming, that you've never been able to finish?
No, not that I can think of. None that spring to mind. Anyway, let's have a think.
Because I've never gotten stuck, I just never finish.
Yeah, there's plenty of games that I haven't finished for some reason or another. But none that I can think of that I ever got stuck on. I haven't really played any games that had puzzles like that, though.
Oh, you know what? I actually have an example of that. The Witness. Have you ever played that or nah?
No, I haven't played that one.
So, pretty clever pseudo-Myst-like puzzle game. And at the very end of the game, you hit a segment that plays Hall of the Mountain King. And you have the duration of the song to solve, a whole slew of puzzles, go through a maze, and a couple other things. And I got stuck there because I'm terrible at solving puzzles well timed. Because that sort of thing sucks. I should have the rest. So I got stuck there and never finished the game. Apparently, I was literally standing at the exit of the game as I was, raging about not finishing this, and I didn't find out for, a year or something.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so, every once in a while I get a comment recently of, hey, you should go back and just walk through that door. And this is, 3-4 years after the game came out, and I'm like, I should, but now I'm just, really embarrassed.
Oh, actually, Lady Sheila was just delivering some more tea because she's awesome. And reminded me, yeah, there was one game that I didn't finish. Though it was more laziness, I think, than anything. But there was a Go puzzle in Machinarium.
Oh.
And I never put the time in to actually beat it at Go. And that's, I imagine it wasn't because it was particularly difficult in that instance. I was just being lazy. And not sitting down and properly trying. But yes, definitely a good example of it. So,
Machinarium's a good game.
yeah, I really liked it. I wish I'd spent more time on it, though.
Honestly, wish the developers would make more Machinarium-style things instead of... They've mostly been making, Choochel and a couple other, weirdo games instead recently. Still puzzly, but, less... I don't know, Machinarium just had really neat puzzles and some, kind of cool world building. And I just don't get that out of any of their current games. And I'm like, no. I want more of that.
Why can I not get rid of stuff in my inventory. For some reason, it's like, no, you're not allowed to drop
Oh,
drop it.
it's because of the splitting problem? Do control drag and bring it to the trash can.
Ah! Oh, poop! But that's... Ah, no! Now I have lost my ability to split iron rods.
Oh.
Epic levels of poop.
Probably should have warned you that would delete all of them.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. I had enough iron ingots around. I can just make some ingots and then just start splitting them until I've got enough and then make some iron rods out of it. Yeah, this is an interesting method of generating stuff. Kind of funny.
It was... I'm actually kind of glad we had this option, because the idea of starting over was not appealing.
Yeah, no, that would. I will be honest, that would have really put me off.
Trying to think
Quite
of,
a lot, actually.
trying to think of other games that I've had this problem in. More than I'd care to count, unfortunately.
Yeah. It does happen, unfortunately, and when it does, it's a massive pain in the bum, but... Yeah, what can you do?
Oh, I had this problem in Hyper Light Drifter. I don't know if you played that game. But they had a bug. In, I guess, the launch version when it first hit Steam.
Right,
And
okay.
it would just make your screen black. There was nothing you could do about it. You couldn't save, you couldn't reload, you couldn't travel to a new zone. You were just stuck there with a black screen perpetually. At least until they fixed it. And it took them a considerable amount of time to fix it. And their proposed solution was, well, you could just start over. Hyper Light Drifter is a really hard game. And I was just like, starting over would just be torture. No thanks.
Yeah, it looks like an amazing game, though.
It's really pretty. It's really cool. They've got a sequel actually coming now. So
really?
I'm gonna have to start over. But at the time, it was just so like demoralizing. Of like, well, either you start over or you wait till they fix it. And then they fixed it, but it was like weeks later, and I was super rusty. I've actually had this problem with a couple of games. I had that with Hollow Knight, where anytime I got hit in the game, it would lag for like a second. But more for me than the enemies. So you know, they would hit me, and then I'd be kind of like stunned.
Yeah.
And so it took them almost a month to, I think, fix that bug. And so by the time that they finally fixed it, I was so rusty that I actually couldn't finish some of the content for it. Okay, let's see. I've got a 3-stack belt going...
Did you cut out, or did you just not finish?
No. My brain shut off for a second. I've got
no, that's fine. It happens to me all the time. I just needed to check.
Yep, I got a 3-stack belt going up to the top. Let's see. If you want to start,
Yep, sure. I'll start hooking it up. And also, I just gotta be a pain and say thank you so much for the raid, Queenie and Blue. How you guys doing? Friends that I met at Twitch Talk. Well, one half of a friend who is part of future friends, plural, that I met, half met at Twitch Talk London. It's much more complicated when I try to explain it like that. They're awesome peeps. Other streamers. Hello, thank you. What a convoluted way of saying it. Right. The pod is going to be launched in 2 minutes, so we can fill that one up. We're waiting on the rotors to launch the space elevator. Right now.
I think I've already launched the space elevator, actually.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, unless we're immediately rushing for T6, we shouldn't actually need to launch again. At least until we're ready to turn off the cheats.
Alright, well, first things first, I'm going to start merging some of the metal lines. I guess all of them, actually. We've got 5, basically. And, well... Yeah, we could have 2 merged lines. Oh.
I was gonna say, might just be better to have the iron lines running parallel, because we're gonna be pulling like
A lot, aren't we?
yeah, because each of those iron mines down there is going to be pumping out 120 ore per, and then if we put the T2s on, it's gonna be 240. It won't be until T4 lines that we could actually like handle that.
Yeah.
Maybe T3 now that I think about it.
Okay, I'm gonna start pulling
Let's see,
these
is that
conveyor belts
iron?
over there.
You might, that's actually, you probably want to connect copper to that.
Oh, okay. That one to copper then.
You should probably take a look at how I've got it going up. The inner lines go to iron, because I figured we'd do iron on the first floor. And then copper and steel, maybe, on the second, and maybe figure some other things out, because copper barely needs any space to begin with.
Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Let me get that. I'm going to merge this line then into just a single point. And then we can have that one go up on the lower level, and then one over here to take these three up on the other level. And I'm now at the point where I can't pick everything up because my inventory is so full. What the dickens? Get rid of some of these. Womp. Maybe.
You know, I should probably mention, but if Sheelab ever wants to join us for this stuff, she's more than welcome to. I know she played Factory Town, so I was like, oh yeah, she might have actually been interested in this. I should extend more invites.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll totally let her know. I don't know if she got a key for this, but I know it really enjoys Factorio. On the sly, she'd never let anyone else know. There we go. Grabbing all this. Punk. Also, let's not be caught in it. Come on. Right, so we'll have it going up on the lower levels, yeah? The iron on the lower one? On each side, or... Yeah, okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I'm eating a very quick granola bar.
So the lower levels on the inside
the inner one.
Okay.
You should head up and actually see what it looks like up there.
Will do. But I'll just connect these first, and then I'll head up. Yep. It would help if I wasn't trying to, stab the air. Never seems to fix anything, that one. And then we get the merger. Now, can I get this to go around? Yes, I can. Glorious. Yeah, Stilab has already said in chat that she doesn't have a key yet, but she would. So she'll see if she can get in touch and get one.
I think they were handing them out on Keymailer, specifically.
Oh, there you go then.
But yeah, so...
That's all done.
Here, you might as well come up a little bit, just so you see how I've got it set up. There's probably a better way of doing this, but I don't know. I think it's also, like, very much not symmetrical, so I'm gonna have to work on that. But I have
fine.
2 ramps on either side going up to the top floor. And then these kind of inner ramps lead to this. I don't know. I couldn't think of a better way of doing this immediately.
Ah, that's cool. So we want copper. Right, where do we want copper? Where do we want stone, basically?
Let's see. I honestly... I don't know. I'm just trying to make belts so resources can go up. So the lower floor needs to be iron just because of the sheer demand.
Yeah.
The upper floor, how many copper lines, how many stone lines, and...
One of each.
Okay. I would honestly just have copper go to the bottom, stone go to the middle, and then coal maybe go to the top on this line.
Okay.
And then we can figure out, like, getting more. Let's see. So in that case, we're probably going to want to have one...
I mean, what I've just done now is we've got that entire line you're on that goes to the lower of the 2 floors. That's now purely iron.
Yeah.
Okay then, chat. This is where the spaghetti begins. Because now I've got to get the lines to cross each other.
I'm gonna add a 4th line on top of the pre-existing one. We'll want to route like one of the irons onto that for steel.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Which one? Actually, what we can do then, I'll do it on this side. Probably getting close to a point now. If you can finish off the next part of the
belts,
the space elevator, or get the research moving.
Yes.
We're probably getting closer now to the point where we're going to be able to wrap up the cheat code stuff.
Yeah,
we are actually getting pretty good now.
Yeah, I was gonna say we should probably get at least. I'm gonna get my iron production down, and we should probably get like the copper down, just so I don't have to like remake a bunch of.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. We shouldn't turn it off until we've got what we're meant to have.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, because I'm not gonna give myself something I don't deserve, but
not wasting time. It's totally okay. Oh man, building in this game is so good, so satisfying. So yes. Though
what other games have had the most like appropriate name?
I know what you're asking. Can't think of any obvious examples though.
It's like Star Fox and Mario are a little bit too on the nose. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, this is kind of a giant Cthulhu mess down here.
Yep. Isn't it glorious though?
It is. Yeah. It's going to be so
like,
sorted.
I'm not sure, but yes, I think maybe might also summon eldritch beings. I'm not sure.
Okay, so I've sent it off for coal power.
Oh my lord.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to go get coal.
Yeah.
Subnautica Pokemon. The thing with like Subnautica and Pokemon and whatever is it doesn't really describe the feeling of the game. Satisfactory is both a literal term, but also like really truly describes the feeling of Satisfactory.
Oh dear God! Almost a kilometer away is the nearest coal.
Oh.
And then the second nearest is 1.5 kilometers away. This is where having a sugar cube.
Yeah.
Would probably help.
I mean,
if we've got, like, if we make a coal power plant at the coal deposit, you know.
Yeah. How about we do that to start, and then you figure out a sugar cube chain as like our first non-sheet thing.
Yeah.
That sounds like a perfect sugar cube factory, and I can work on the steel or something, or getting the infrastructure for it.
Yeah, no, I like this plan. I like this plan a lot. Okay, let's build a sugar cube, because we both had sugar cubes, so that's fair. I'll also make a bunch of biomass. Let's go with that. Then I'll turn the biomass into biofuel. There we go.
The exact opposite would be Final Fantasy. Yep, that's actually probably the closest thing anybody's come to.
Skylights, I got rid of all the concrete again. Oh well. Yeah, no, that's a pretty solid point there. Yeah, Final Fantasy is such an opposite name.
At the time, it absolutely was their, like, last-ditch effort. It's just after a while, it was like, oh, well, this name is not appropriate.
There we go. Where's the fuel tank? No, I want to fill it with fuel. Where's the fuel tank? Oh, it's here somewhere.
Or is too steep.
No. That is
Doing
not
game.
fuel tank. Damn it.
Is that too steep? What?
Don't you refuel the tractor by looking at the area which has the fuel port in it?
No. You go to the crafting bench in the back, and then you select the...
Damn it. Okay, yeah, got it now. Okay, right. And for now, I'm gonna just head on over in the direction of the coal. Cancel. First, I need to ping it. Cool. Off we go.
This game has some odd bugs. I have, like, this nice, neat, orderly row of constructors, and then at the very end, it's like, floor is too steep. No explanation why. No seeming problems with the layout. I don't know what's going on. That shouldn't be a problem. Worst comes to worst, I just stagger them. Oh no, we did get splitters. Okay.
Damn it. Why am I recording? I'm not meant to be recording. I'm being attacked by bloody spiders. No.
Oh yeah.
Spiders.
Be careful with that. If the AI is set on, it will but you don't have like a proper order, it will just run you over.
Yeah. I think I'm maybe being chased by spiders. Yes, I am. Well, that's just great. Spiders what?
I have yet to see a single spider in this game.
Come on down to the space elevator. I'm bringing some. Evil-looking little things they are. Oh, they're gone. Ah,
well,
damn it! But damn it! So rude. NEOs. Well, I dislike this route. Maybe I should go to the other one that's 1.5 kilometers away. This one is scary. That does mean I'm gonna need some concrete. Okay, let's park this here for a second. Foundations, ramps. Actually,
yeah, definitely less laggy on this world. I'm really curious what could have killed ours, because it didn't seem like it was having any problems when we were in alpha, or the alpha weekend. But
it may simply have been that it was just not compatible, like, you know, a legacy problem, like because it was a legacy save, you know.
Yeah. The one thing I'm gonna miss about us turning the cheats back off is the jump height. I really like that jump height. Like, I know this game's getting, or this game has a jetpack in it, but I want moon boots.
Moon boot. I can't, for some reason. God, damn it. Oh, I can't even remember the actual name of the animation now. Something space, endless space or something. With mooncake. Help me out, chat. Need your help. I got a feeling that this will cause death for me, mostly. Final space, thank you. Thank you, that is indeed the one I was thinking of. Thank you very much, Bone Dragon.
Does it have something to do with moon boots?
No, but basically a super cute little dude. I don't know, any combination of moon and then another word makes me instantly think of mooncake, because it's just an awesome name. And I mean, it was in space, and it was hilariously funny. You really should watch it. I know it's a really awkward segue, but damn it, it's a great cartoon. Watch it.
Is it on YouTube or is it like
Netflix?
Oh, okay.
Super good. Also, the villain is played by David Tennant, which is also super good.
Scottish David Tennant or not Scottish David Tennant?
Yep,
okay.
Scottish David Tennant.
Because, like, I saw him when I visited London, the one time I've ever been in the UK.
Right.
We got to see David Tennant live, and it was kind of neat. And I had never heard his Scottish accent before. And
oh yeah. His birth name is David McDougall.
Nice.
David Tennant because of Film Actors Guild. Yeah, two actors can't have the same name. What? Oh,
huh.
Yeah, I know, that was the first time I actually heard about that. But yeah, it's okay.
I've never heard of that either.
It kind of blew my mind a little bit too. It's like,
wait, find cadmium to get your moon boots. Wait, is that actually a thing? There are moon boots in this game?
Wow. Well, I know
that's
what
exciting.
Going to be getting now.
I gotta find some cadmium. I hope they're not pulling my leg here, because that'd make me sad.
That would be a pretty epic troll, to be fair, though.
Because
I would be impressed with it.
I have found those resources, but it didn't really seem like there was much of a... There's like no feedback for it. I don't know.
Alright, good. Just built a ramp so that the sugar cube can get over. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah. I want to make this nice and easy for the AI, so we don't have to deal with any shenanigans. Yeah, as opposed, you know, as long as they're not the bad shenanigans. Fun shenanigans are allowed, bad ones not so much. Kind of wish I hadn't gotten rid of the chainsaw now, but oh well.
Oh, they're making a pun. I don't even... Pun? Cadmium? Moon boots? I'm lost. My audience is tricking me. I hate it when they do that. So I just take everything. I just take everything at face value. One of my problems is I have kind of a limited pop culture library, so I mostly just play video games because that's what I grew up with. Can we just leave the moon boots on?
Can we just what?
Can we just leave the moon boots on? I'll turn off all the other cheats. I just want to be able to jump high.
Sure, if you'd like to. It's not going to bother me.
It's making this so much easier to just lay stuff out. I'm just jumping all over the place.
If you enjoy the game more that way, that's fine. Games are meant to be enjoyed. I mean, I personally don't mind either way. I'm typically quite a purist, but it's like, meh. You know, if someone actually cares. Alright. Where's the goal? Oh, there we are. Gotcha. Go, go, go.